Episode 6. Goodbye or see you soon. Aleksei has achieved his dream, driving a real single-seater on the mythical Ferrari track. His lap sparked amazement, admiration and loads of enthusiasm.
Driving a turbo car is difficult. It's much more difficult when the track is wet, but he's doing well. Now he's doing well. At the beginning he was having a bit of a hard time. He went into a spin because of the turbo, which makes it really difficult to accelerate. It's not easy when an experienced driver has to drive on a wet track, especially when we're talking about a lot of water. He actually made relatively few mistakes. Hats off.
Chapeau.
This is definitely a one-of-a-kind experience he'll remember his entire life. For the future, we'll see. I don't know if we've found a future Ferrari champion. We'll have to wait and see about that.
And Aleksei, how was it for you?
The reason I spun out was I hadn't learned to use the car properly. I think the experience has definitely been useful for all of us and could help with races down the road. The most exciting part was obviously today when I got into the car, and the most difficult moment was the start. The training these past few days has been really useful.
And here we are with the closing comments. Yeah guys, our Kaspersky lab and Ferrari adventure ends here.
I hope that this has been a good experience and that, whether you want to pursue a racing career or just have fun with motorsports and drive high-performance cars, the pointers we've given you are useful. Let's wrap up this weekend. We'll see you next year at the next edition of KIDA.
Ciao. 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 Ciao.
Come on, what's with those long faces? Before you leave, we promise to give you some special insights. For example, what a driver's ideal diet is.
We have a special eating regime for a race weekend. For example, if the race happens right after mealtime, we have to eat a bit lighter so that we don't lose any concentration digesting our food. If there's more time before the race, for example 2 or 3 hours, we can eat a bit more because we have more time to digest. During a normal week, we can eat whatever we want. Usually we eat some pasta for lunch and some meat for dinner. Chocolate, Nutella, I don't like that kind of stuff. Guess on the one hand I'm lucky, but on the other hand maybe not, because so many people say they're really good. Anyway, I don't have much of a sweet tooth. I really like pasta, but I don't go crazy for sweets. Pasta with ragu sauce is my favorite dish.
And then there are the interpreters. We couldn't help but make them compete too. Distributor.
Вал. Трансмиссионный вал.
Automatic gearbox.
Автоматическая коробка передач.
Turbo.
Турбо.
Rear view mirror. Disc brakes.
Дисковые тормоза.
Valve.
Свечи. Клапан.
Pistons.
Пистон.
And finally, after full immersion in the most avant-garde technology, a fascinating look back at how things used to be done.
Here we see Jody Scheckter, Ferrari world champion, inside a 125 car. Those were different times. There were no simulators, so pilots had to train constantly on some seriously dangerous vehicle. In this photo, we see that the radio jack has been taped to the side of the helmet. The visor too has been sealed with sticky tape. Those things don't happen nowadays. Everything's as polished and engineered as possible. Note also how close to the front wheels the pilot is. His legs were basically in the middle of the front axle. You can imagine how dangerous that could have been in case of an accident. This photo really gives you the idea of what motor pioneering was at that time.
See you soon, guys. We're going to check in at the boxes. But with Ferrari and Kaspersky, who knows? Maybe we'll meet again next year.
11 o bene. Allora ascoltami, perfetto.